It may surprise you to hear this, but if you're seeing this now, it's no coincidence. You've endured more challenges than most can fathom, yet the skies are finally beginning to clear. Though your journey is still unfolding, watching for at least 13 minutes affirms that you're prepared to embrace the full magnitude of this promise. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment 77 as a signal to the universe that you're open. Then leave another comment. Ready for what's next, in your own words. By doing this, you welcome immediate, tangible blessings and step into a new season of transformation. Chapter 1. You grew weary of endless gray skies. Life felt like a never-ending storm, each day bringing fresh waves of stress and setbacks, threatening to drown your hopes. You wondered why your path seemed plagued with hardships, as if the sun refused to shine on you. The struggles tested your spirit, making you question your talents, your ability to trust, and even your faith in divine timing. Some, unaware of your true potential, may have dismissed you as merely unlucky, or worse, doomed. Yet deep down, you sensed this season wouldn't last forever. Your heart longed for a break in the storm. You prayed for relief, searching for proof that your struggles held meaning. Occasionally, a small sign, a piece of good news, or a friend's uplifting words gave you just enough hope to press forward. But the world rarely understood. Some labeled you as moody or overly sensitive, while you wrestled with spiritual doubts. Why me? Why is my journey filled with so many storms? Still, your soul refused to accept defeat. Over time, you came to see that these trials were forging your strength. Each storm taught you resilience, sharpened your instincts, and built your endurance in ways others couldn't comprehend. Many might have given up or settled for mediocrity, but you pushed forward, knowing that the darkest hour always comes before dawn. This unwavering spirit became your signature, one that no illusion could ever erase. Now you sense the winds changing. Whereas before, you braced for one storm after another, you feel a subtle calm creeping in. That hush is not ominous. It's the universe's way of telling you your trial is reaching its end. The old battles are concluding. Though your life's mission is far from complete, you're on the verge of stepping out of perpetual crisis mode, and the transition is so dramatic it might leave you breathless. But God declares you're not meant to fade into complacency once the storms pass. You're set to thrive on an unprecedented scale. So you stand at a threshold, scanning the horizon for the final vestiges of the storm. The exhaustion you carry might tempt you to slump into relief, ignoring your deeper calling. But chosen ones don't bow out just because the worst is behind them. You harness that newfound serenity to build, expand, and illuminate. The storms you survived should catapult you into a realm of purpose, not mere rest. Now that the downpour is ceasing, your real work begins. Chapter 2. Your trials became the soil for unbreakable growth. At some point, you may have despaired, feeling like every step forward was met with 3 steps back. Jobs fell through, friends turned distant, or your health wavered. You asked yourself how many losses you could sustain before you'd completely unravel. But each time you hit rock bottom, you discovered fresh strength that even you didn't know you had. Faith manifested in ways that defied normal explanation, like small miracles or timely rescues, hinting that God was moving behind the scenes. Friends or family might have witnessed your struggles from the outside, pitying you but failing to see the deeper metamorphosis taking place. Where they saw failure, you found refinement. Where they saw naive optimism, you discovered hope tempered by realism. Each heartbreak taught you self-respect. Each financial low sharpened your resourcefulness. And each health scare reminded you of life's fragility and your capacity to overcome. Nothing was wasted. Everything recycled into a new layer of spiritual muscle. This layering of lessons is precisely why your storms are ending now. The universe often extends a storm season when certain lessons remain unabsorbed. But you've learned. You awakened to patterns in relationships, recognized your own negative cycles, and identified limiting beliefs that once sabotaged your efforts. Having dismantled those strongholds, you clear the path for blessings to arrive unimpeded. Put simply, your readiness to evolve signaled to heaven that your training period can end, ushering in calmer, brighter skies. Embracing this perspective transforms your attitude toward challenges. You no longer dread every complication. You greet them with curiosity, asking, "What refinement does this offer?" That mental pivot disarms the matrix's power to keep you in victimhood. Victimhood dissolves once you realize adversity doesn't punish you. It positions you for higher resilience and deeper compassion. Now, as you stand poised to exit the storm, you feel a quiet confidence that no new trial can uproot your sense of self or your connection to God. This doesn't negate the pain you endured or the tears you shed. You carry scars, but those scars are trophies of survival. They remind you that the storm shaped you into someone unstoppable. People see your scars and assume tragedy defines you, not realizing those scars birthed an extraordinary vantage point that will guide you to outcomes few reach. You appreciate life in ways someone untested by storms never could. And that appreciation, ironically, is the seed from which profound success sprouts. It's how you transform battered soil into the fertile ground for unstoppable growth. Chapter 3. You embrace the calm with renewed purpose. As the storm clouds recede, you might initially feel disoriented, like a soldier returning from a relentless battlefield. Stillness can be unnerving after chaos, and you might wrestle with guilt over feeling relief. But realize, God is orchestrating this pause for a reason. It's a season of recalibration, letting your soul catch its breath, reflect on lessons, and recalibrate your ambitions. Yet a chosen one doesn't dwell in relief alone. This calm signifies the universe's green light to expand and pursue your mission. In quiet reflection, you sense new dreams brewing. Perhaps while fighting storms, you discovered latent talents, an artistic flair, or a knack for leadership. Now is the moment to develop these gifts. You notice that your circle or environment is more receptive to your ideas. People once skeptical or distracted by your hardships now pay attention. Seize this receptive atmosphere. The matrix no longer expects you to rise, so it lowers its guard, making it easier for you to plant seeds of visionary action. This lull also allows you to tidy up the aftermath of past storms. Maybe some relationships need closure or sincere conversations, or you might deal with residual debts or emotional baggage you neglected while in survival mode. Tackle these diligently. Sweeping them under the rug could hamper your upcoming blessings. And with your storm behind you, you now have the mental clarity to solve these issues with grace rather than panic. Simultaneously, remain watchful for complacency. When storms fade, comfort can lull you into stagnation. You might find yourself savoring rest so much that you delay the bold moves God keeps hinting at. Remember, this calm wasn't granted for you to vegetate. It's a gift of readiness. The universe parted the clouds so you can see further, plan bigger, and step boldly into areas once off limits. If fear surfaces, fear that your next leap might trigger another storm, recall your growth. If you weathered the storms before, you can outlast them again. Let that memory of resilience embolden you to seize opportunities now emerging. Over time, you realize that the calm you're experiencing is not a permanent, static state, but a corridor between storms. In life's grand design, chosen ones frequently oscillate between periods of intense forging and phases of expansion. You're in a phase of expansion, accept that new responsibilities will follow as you bloom. The universe invests in you for a purpose, that your bloom uplifts others, casting ripples of hope and transformation to those who only know gloom. With each passing day, your vantage grows clearer, your faith intensifies, and your capacity for impact widens. Chapter 4. Your storms washed away the pretenders. A curious side effect of your turbulent season is that it revealed who in your life genuinely cared and who was just there for the sunshine. Some fled when crisis arose, showing their bond with you was superficial. Others exploited your low points to feed gossip or power trips. Yet a precious few remained steadfast, supporting you without hidden agendas. Now that the storms subside, you emerge with a purified circle. Only those who stood the test of adversity remain in your corner. This people-purging effect is priceless. In a smoother season, manipulative or insidious individuals could easily hide behind smiles. But when hardship struck, their masks fell off. You saw who was prepared to carry a fraction of your burden and who ran for the hills. That revelation saved you from aligning with people who might sabotage your future. Blessings. Because the fortune you're stepping into demands a loyal environment, God used your storms as a sorting mechanism, safeguarding your destiny from toxic influences. At first, losing people hurt, especially if they were close friends or relatives. You might have felt abandoned or betrayed on top of your existing troubles. But looking back, you see how these severed ties paved the way for deeper bonds with a select few who proved their loyalty. Now, as you approach a season of unprecedented fortune, you can share it with individuals of proven integrity. This energy fosters unstoppable momentum, free of the sabotage or drama that often derails an unprepared chosen one. Some who left might return, now seeing your life about to skyrocket. They may claim ignorance or regret. Decide how to respond, but do so carefully. A storm-tested chosen one rarely reopens trust to those who vanished at the first sign of trouble. If you sense genuine remorse, you can be gracious, yet keep boundaries. Your future is too bright to allow half-hearted or opportunistic companions. Let them show consistent loyalty before restoring them to deeper access. This purified circle also fortifies your confidence. Knowing your relationships stand on bedrock rather than shifting sand means you can tackle bold ventures with unwavering moral support. The matrix can't easily manipulate you through fake allies or hidden betrayals. Everyone around you is either truly for you or recognized as incongruent with your path. Thus, you can pour your energy into growth rather than tiptoeing around betrayals in the making. So yes, your storms were brutal, but they performed a vital function in discerning illusions in your relationships. Rejoice in the knowledge that you stand among authentic supporters now. This unity forms the backbone of your next leap, ensuring external sabotage remains minimal and you can channel your energy into fulfilling God's bigger plans. The stage is set, the spectators proven, and the storms are behind you. The future belongs to you and the allies who withstood the gales side by side. Chapter 5. You're poised to redefine success. The kind of fortune heading your way isn't confined to one sphere like finances or romance. It's holistic, embodying emotional fulfillment, creative expression, influence, and yes, material abundance as well. You've endured enough to realize that success measured only by money or status rings hollow if your soul remains restless. True success, as you now grasp, weaves spiritual alignment and outward blessings into a cohesive tapestry. This vantage point is rare but essential to sustain blessings without compromise. Think of how frequently we see individuals who achieve fame or riches but live in turmoil. Their external glitz is overshadowed by inner emptiness. You, however, approach blessings with a humility honed by adversity. The storms taught you that external gains can vanish swiftly if not backed by character and resilience. So your definition of success anchors in God's values: honesty, empathy, service, and consistent faith. This anchor ensures that once the universe delivers your portion, you won't be undone by the weight of it. You also sense an urge to break conventional molds. Maybe you're tired of corporate or societal definitions that pin success solely on competition or metrics. Your storm season revealed that souls matter, that uplifting others or pouring into creative visions can be more gratifying than climbing a hollow ladder. This epiphany frees you from people's expectations. No one can confine you to their standard blueprint of making it. You blaze a unique trail where personal contentment and communal uplift are intertwined. In forging your new measure of success, you inadvertently become a beacon. Others watch you flourish without sacrificing your values, realize it's not a myth, and reevaluate their blind chase for empty accolades. You're not trying to preach. You're simply living proof that you can unify spiritual integrity and tangible achievements. The Matrix, by contrast, aims to keep people believing they must cheat or compromise to win. But your very life stands as a counterexample. Someone who overcame storms ethically and still ascended to heights few attain. As this integrated form of success manifests, remain open to expansions you never predicted. Maybe you find yourself balancing philanthropic endeavors with personal ventures, or you innovate a new approach in your field that merges profit with purposeful impact. Freed from illusions, your mind and heart conceive breakthroughs that the Matrix never accounted for. That's the advantage of letting storms teach you depth. Your blueprint for success surpasses the mundane patterns that keep most people stuck. Ultimately, by embracing this all-encompassing vision of success, you embody a refreshing narrative in a world saturated with shallow pursuits. Definitions. Each day becomes an exercise in purposeful living, not a race to a hollow finish line, and each milestone only fuels further expansions. This unstoppable approach cements your status as a chosen one who, once the storms die down, doesn't retire but rises to an even grander role, shaping the spiritual and practical landscapes around them. Chapter 6. You walk forward with limitless potential. Now that the storms are subsiding, your spirit senses limitless potential in front of you. No longer do you see life as a string of obstacles. Instead, you receive each day as a blank canvas, your faith the paintbrush, and God's grace the vibrant palette. Freed from perpetual crisis, your energy can focus on building, loving, and exploring. This new reality demands a different mindset, one that expects miracles as a norm rather than surprises. Walking in this potential isn't about drifting aimlessly. Rather, you cultivate a disciplined, yet optimistic approach to every venture. If you're writing a book, you do so believing your words will reach hearts that need them. If you start a business, you trust that solutions and resources materialize at key junctures. The matrix conditions people to anticipate failure at every turn. You, however, stand as living evidence that adversity can be a rung leading to greater promise. Because potential abounds, you might occasionally feel overwhelmed by choices. In the storm era, your path was reactive, addressing immediate crises. Now you can craft a proactive vision. To handle this overflow, practice selective focus. Not every good idea is your calling. Listen for spiritual nudges to see where your unique gifts converge with a real need. That synergy points to ventures that will flourish, harmonizing your passion with the universe's plan. As you navigate options, remain unattached to single outcomes. This doesn't mean you lack ambition. It means you trust that if one door closes, a better route aligns with your soul's blueprint. Such confidence, cultivated through trials, keeps you from meltdown when an expectation shifts. You pivot easily, assured your destiny can't be derailed by a minor detour. This detachment ironically accelerates success as you waste no time mourning closed doors. Thus, each sunrise meets you unburdened by fear, and each night you rest knowing you advanced your calling. People might label your composure luck or charisma, but you recognize it as faith tempered by storms, peace under stress, joy in exploration. These qualities showcase a higher dimension of living. Without preaching, your example spurs others to question their own limits. So, embrace your newfound expansion. Chase bold goals. Collaborate with open-hearted allies. Explore frontiers in creativity, leadership, or service. The matrix can't stifle a soul that overcame every test thrown at it. No longer weighed down by unrelenting storms, your life exudes an energy that reshapes the environment around you. Each step you take cements your position as a beacon of possibility, confirming that once a chosen one transcends perpetual struggle, the scope of what's achievable truly has no end. Remember, too, that this blossoming of potential invites you to keep growing in gratitude and humility. As you venture into new territories, be it artistic endeavors or community-building initiatives, ground yourself in daily reflection. Let your triumphs become testimonies that lift others. When you spot a struggle reminiscent of your past storms, offer an ear, a resource, or a timely word of encouragement. In doing so, you transform mere success into a legacy of empowerment. Over time, this cycle of giving back will fuel even greater breakthroughs, both for you and for those walking similar paths. With every compassionate gesture, you reaffirm that your limitless potential isn't just about personal victory. It's about uplifting a world still learning how resilience and faith can dismantle any matrix. Chapter 7. You step into the future with a renewed mission. At last, you see the horizon without the thick clouds that dogged you for ages. The final raindrops fade, and you stand in an open landscape with the freedom to chart your future. You sense God's hand urging you forward, not to rest forever, but to embrace your next assignment. This isn't a time to hide in comfort or indulge in idle relief. As a chosen one, you don't retire from your purpose after surviving the storm. you evolve and magnify it. Now that the storms are behind you, your higher mission clarifies. Maybe it's launching a project that gives back, writing that book you've long envisioned, or raising a family rooted in love and faith. Possibly it's pioneering a movement that shatters illusions the Matrix imposes on others. The shape of your mission is unique, but the essence remains. You're meant to pour your refined gifts into the world, catalyzing breakthroughs for those still trapped in chaos. Don't fear that stepping into a grand mission might call forth new storms. Trials might arise, but you're no longer the same vulnerable soul you were. Having tasted the relief and the unstoppable power that emerges when storms recede, you'll never see adversity in the same way again. Even if a new wave tries to form, your spirit stands on bedrock. The universe knows you can handle it without crumbling, so you face each new challenge with a sense of "I've got this because God's got me." As you commit to your renewed mission, the synergy of heaven and your determination escalates blessings. Resources you worried about materialize at the perfect junctures. People whose talents complement yours appear as if orchestrated by an unseen hand. This alignment isn't random. It's a cosmic nod that you're exactly where you need to be. The Matrix loses hold on someone who no longer operates from desperation, but from a calm certainty that destiny favors aligned, faith-driven action. Each day, ground yourself in gratitude. Reflect on the storms you survived, the tears you shed, and how they softened your heart for true compassion. That compassion keeps you anchored, preventing the arrogance that could sabotage your new mission. Your mission has a distinct shape, yet its essence remains the same. You are here to channel your refined gifts into the world, creating breakthroughs for those still caught in chaos. Do not fear that embracing a greater purpose will invite new storms. Challenges may arise, but you are no longer the fragile soul you once were. Having experienced both the relief and the unstoppable strength that emerge when storms pass, you'll never view adversity the same way again. Even if another wave attempts to rise, your spirit stands firm. The universe recognizes your resilience, knowing you can face it without breaking. You move forward with the unshakable confidence of "I've got this because God's got me." As you fully commit to your renewed mission, the fusion of divine alignment and your determination amplifies blessings. The resources you once worried about begin to appear exactly when needed. People with complementary talents cross your path as if guided by an unseen force. This alignment is not a coincidence. It's a clear sign that you are exactly where you're meant to be. The Matrix loses its grip on those who no longer operate from desperation, but from a deep, unwavering trust that destiny rewards aligned, faith-driven action. Each day, root yourself in gratitude. Reflect on the storms you overcame, the tears you shed, and how they softened your heart with true compassion. That compassion will keep you grounded, protecting you from the arrogance that could undermine your mission.